Hey guys, Colin Burnett coming to you here from my home office, all the way over here in Germany actually at the moment. If you know my story, I travel around a lot, kind of as much as I want to, and just trying to do the things I want to do in life. But I just wanted to talk to you today about, I guess I've got a pretty bold headline there, but I don't know about, I'm obviously not going to promise you that you can make millions just by watching this video, but I just want to take you back a few years to when I was I was working for my family business in North Queensland, Australia, in the farming industry, and we always had two rich neighbours, and I don't know if you guys have, if you've ever had that, if you know a rich person, or someone that, rich is a term that is used too often, but someone that's maybe worth a lot of money or makes a lot of money per year. I hated how people go around and say, oh, he's rich, his house is worth so much, but they don't realise that he's got so much debt or something like that. But anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about how, I grew up with seeing how our family business really struggled. It's never had sort of positive cash flow. It's never been good. Parents never really lived a massive lifestyle. And they didn't do exactly what they wanted to do. But so we've had these rich neighbours, and they were quite successful, and self-made men too as well. So I used to look at them, and wonder about what makes those types of people different to what we were as a family. And when I started studying business, investing and stuff like that, I started studying other rich people, guys like Queenslander Clive Palmer, or Warren Buffett, Charles Schwab, share market guys in America, or Donald Trump, a real estate guy, those kind of people. And then I started just studying them because it was just something I was interested in. And as I started going through life, I started studying entrepreneurship at uni, built my own internet business, and in doing that, I just kept studying these guys that were, quite well off, and I actually found that a lot of them have the similar kind of things. They do similar kind of things. So it's just the little things that they do, and it leads them on to making millions of dollars eventually. And some of them end up losing it. Some of them end up making mistakes. Not saying that mistakes are a bad thing. I'll get to that in a while. But there's those types of things that the normal everyday person that maybe is not interested in money and doesn't show money any respect, doesn't sort of get any respect back from those sort of communities. So if you're out there and you're interested, you're kind of like me, interested in how people get rich, studying rich people, seeing how they live. There's a few common tips I just wanted to share with you today that I've learned already just from studying these types of people. And it's real. You just see it in them, you see what they do, you see their results, and it's not like you just go to buy some training package or something to analyse them. You just go out and watch what they do, basically. So as I built my knowledge, aiming to become the ultimate businessman, and like Warren Buffett says, the ultimate investor, which was in his actual mentor's book. But, excuse me, I just wanted to mention a few points. Like, the first thing they'll probably talk about is they're doing their passion. So what that means is, as actually Warren Buffett said this, you've got to do what you're passionate about in life, because when you're doing your passion, you have energy. And humans are like animals, plants, all sorts of things. They need energy to actually function. Without energy, we're basically nothing. We're just a living organism. And that's why, people with depression can't get out of bed physically in the morning. Or if you don't eat right, you're down on energy, stuff like that. And if you've got a really bad job that you hate, hate, you can't physically keep doing it. And so that's probably my first point, that all these people are doing something that they're really passionate about, and they stick with that thing, and they just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, learning how to be really good at it, and eventually they succeed. And the same example goes for me. When I first started blogging, I was really bad at it, as most people are when they first try something. And, you know, funny story I've told before, I actually blogged 180 times, so, you know, 6 months long I blogged for, and I never promoted it at all, basically. Not on social media, not on, you know, no backlinks, not in the search engine, stuff like that. So, if you know anything about blogging, or internet marketing particularly, that was a massive error, and it took me a while to realise that. And so, you know, once I got onto my, you know, blogging again, second attempt, I hit the first page of Google, and it was really quickly. It was within a month. So there's examples of how, you know, just sticking with something, and, you know, I was passionate about it. I'm still a passionate blogger, and stuck with it, became an expert, and started getting results like that pretty quickly. So it's the same with guys like Warren Buffett. He has been investing for, I guess 65 years or more. And, you know, it's those types of things. He just, consistent action. He consistently, every day, he gets up and does it. And it's because he's passionate about it. He's famously not passionate about a lot of other things, except maybe playing bridge or something like that. And, yeah, the same goes for people like Kerry Packer, or someone, you know, Australian. I'm using Australian examples, being an Aussie at the moment. So, you know, that's another tip I wanted to get out there, is just, you know, do your passion and then stick to it. And rich people, it's the same as people that are successful at anything, like a sportsman. They stick with it forever, and then they get to their goals, and they keep setting bigger goals and bigger goals and bigger goals, and when they reach one, they just keep jumping and jumping and jumping. And you see how sports people really, you know, really get there. And it's the same as success in anything. You know, I used to think about people talking about success were crazy. Oh, you've got to do this, this, and this. But the truth is that they do. They have good coaches, and that leads on to my next point. You need good mentors in business and life. Warren Buffett, another. I talk about Warren Buffett a lot. I know I like him, but his main teacher was Benjamin Graham. You know, Warren Buffett was born as a baby, just like me, knowing nothing, just like you too. So it's just, he got the right mentor and learnt from him. And, you know, some of it's to do with a little bit of skill, maybe, where he was born. He always says he was lucky to be born in America at a certain time he was born, and stuff like that. But, yeah, so it's about getting a good mentor, and it's like a sportsman getting a good coach. You know, you get these things together, and you've got a guy really talking in your ear. And same for me when I'm blogging. I've got, you know, a couple of good mentors, and one of them I just, you know, I can talk to, I can see what he's doing, follow just tiny little tips. I just keep watching his stuff and reading his stuff, and, you know, other couple of mentors, and I just keep piling that knowledge into my head. And I'm actually, I'm an expert blogger now. I know how to get a blog onto page 1 of Google, you know, to rank in the top few search results, and to keep it there. So, you know, I've been sticking with that for quite a while now, and, you know, I can teach other people how to do that as well. But anyway, you know, so, yeah, that's my other point about mentors. You've got to do your passion, you've got to get good mentors in it, and then, you know, basically you've got to have a good system that gets you started. When I first started blogging, I didn't really know many people in the industry. You know, the guy that got me into the industry wasn't really too helpful. Took me a while, a lot of stumbling around, and then I found a mentor. It kind of felt for ages, but it was just sort of a few months. And I found a good mentor, and I also found a good system. So, system that I use at the moment to this day is teaches you how to get a start with your internet business. So you know, it's got the mentors there for you. It's got, you know, what you're passionate about. So if you're not a passionate blogger like me, you can be passionate about other things. It might be about social media. You might just like to go on and talk to people all day on social media, or you might like to do paid traffic or offline advertising, or even door knocking or phone calls, something like that. You know, whatever you like to do. You know, a lot of people don't like doing phone calls, and that's why there's things like blogging and stuff like that. I mean, I have done a few cold calls in my life. Don't mind doing it, actually. Not sure how good I am at it, but you know, the point of this video is to stick with one thing that you're good at, and just keep getting better and better at it. So, you know, I don't jump around and do all these ideas. I'm just giving you ideas of what to do. So, you know, Warren Buffett, he just stuck with one idea. He got in a system. He had the mentor. He was in his comfort zone. You know, he doesn't go out of his comfort zone. Like he always says, he doesn't really invest in tech companies. He did recently into one, but normally he doesn't, because he doesn't understand how they go. So he's just really good in one area, sticks with it, and that's how he goes. So, you know, that's basically just a few tips I wanted to give you today about how to. You know, it's not how to make millions, but how people do make millions of dollars. You know, the rich people that weren't born rich, some guys are, and then they keep turning it into more money. That's true too. But, you know, a lot of self-made people out there as well, that it doesn't sort of matter, you know, where they started, but they've gone on to be bigger than what they used to be. And, for example, you know, Bill Gates, he's a billionaire. He couldn't be a millionaire. He's not a millionaire. He's bigger than that. His knowledge base is bigger than that. He's a billionaire. So that's basically all the tips I wanted to give you today. I didn't want to bore you. You know, coming to you here from Munich in Germany, actually, third biggest city, nice city. A little bit grey today, middle of winter at the moment. For an Australian, it's a bit cold, but gives me time to work, time to think, time to, you know, stick with one thing, work with my passion, listen to my mentors, keep building, head towards my goals, and I'll put a blog post below this video if you want to check out my blog. See, you know, I'll write down more of this stuff so you can, if you're a reader more than a video guy, you can read it and just take down these tips that I've learnt personally, and what I've started, you know, using to make my business successful as well. And you know, I'm just teaching you stuff like that, and that's sort of what I'm passionate about as well. It's just teaching people how to do stuff and how to be successful as well. So it doesn't really matter what area you're in, whether you want to make millions. You know, obviously I can't promise what you do. This might be, you might watch this and be successful in some area. It might be knitting, it might be sport, it might be playing tennis. And you might use these things, like if you want to be a pro tennis player, go out there and get a good coach, get some good advice from someone. If it's your passion, stick with it, and just keep playing and training and learning. And that'll be you're doing the best you can to be the best player you could be. So, yeah, and the same goes for the guys that want to make millions of dollars. There's so many scams online now. You know, I got caught up with a few little ones when I first ever got onto the internet, and you could tell the guys weren't genuine. They didn't really care about anything. They weren't generally making heaps of money either, and you know, they definitely weren't millionaires. And so I went on from that to get the good mentors and keep going. And you know, I just keep harping on about this stuff, but it's just stuff you got to listen. You know, it's surprising how some of the wealthiest people in the world have got the smallest egos. It's absolutely crazy how, you know, Robert Kiyosaki, another guy I follow, he always talks about how you've got to really get rid of your ego, and every time he's been arrogant, he says he's lost money. And I've physically done that before. I've you know, as I was learning to become a better investor and businessman, one of the first things I had to do was work on mental strength, and just something to realize that, you know, you can't make financial decisions, and you shouldn't make other decisions as well based on emotion and just motivation. You need more consistency and to get where you want to go. So, yeah, they're my tips for today. Check out my blog below this, and you know, look forward to success. Keep rolling with your life. if you want what you want to get, just go out